Hi, this is your host Swapnil Bhartia and welcome to another episode of TFR Insight. And today we have with us Edmond Melkomian, Project Manager at SIOS Technologies. Edmond, first of all, it's nice to have you here.
Thanks. Hey, how are you doing?
Today we are going to talk about high availability in Linux environment. What are the options out there? So if you look at customers who want high availability for complex applications or database like SAP, SQL Server, or Oracle, can you tell me what kind of options are there for them?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for actually, first of all, inviting me to this discussion. Customers now have various options to protect their applications from downtime, what we call high availability and failover. They can use what seems like, and I put this in double quotes, free from OS vendors, such as Pacemaker, which is an open source solution from Red Hat, as well as SUSE has high availability extension, which is an extended feature. They also have choices from the cloud vendors if they are in the cloud, such as Amazon AWS or Microsoft Azure. That's just to monitor the node and recovers the node if it fails. At this point, I want to just bring up this topic, actually, that whole double quote thing, the free. There isn't any such thing as a free lunch. This was a famous quote that was made by Milton Friedman. So I want to say that free usually comes with a price. In other words, another way to look at it is from a SIOS perspective. There's a DIY project, a do-it-yourself type of a project, and then there is the when will I bring in the experts? So if you think about it that way, actually, there are times that you want to be able to use some of these free solutions to be able to do that particular do-it-yourself project. But there are actually times that you want to bring in the experts, and SIOS is one particular expert actually in this area. I'm going to give you an example. I worked with a really sharp system engineer. What he did actually, he did build this in AWS, and he was able to actually build a couple of Lambda functions and look at the CloudTrail logs, and the system would actually recover itself, and it would come back up actually, and high availability and failover worked perfectly. They went into testing, they went into production, and everything worked fine. The problem actually he was saying is that he is now tied to that particular project for the rest of his life. But that's what it seemed like. And anytime he was going on vacation, he had to give them his cell phone number in case there's an issue. He had to be called. It's not something that you can actually set up and walk away as a system engineer. You have to be able to set that up, and you have to continue for the rest of the project and rest of the duration to be able to support that. So as a manager of that particular system engineer, I have to take a look at the lost opportunity that here it is. I've got one engineer that's dedicated totally on this particular project, and when a disaster happens, he needs to get involved. So that's the time, and that's the case when you want to be able to tap into an expertise and experts out there that have a 24/7 solution that can come in and support you in case there are issues out there. For an enterprise-wide application like SAP and Oracle, these are the types that there are multiple components and multiple parts, moving parts. So those are the things that you want to be able to bring in an expert solution to be able to build that for you. And that's what SIOS brings in. SIOS actually has something called the Protection Suite that allows kind of complex for environments, and we have the vendor experience to be able to implement this quickly and to be able to set it up. The other thing I want to bring up is a note that our 24/7 support. You want to have that one particular telephone number to call and get that expert no matter what day it is.
So you explained what options are there for customers. So let's see, why would the customers choose SIOS Protection Suite if an OS already has, Red Hat, they offer their own solution, Pacemaker, SUSE has HAE. So what value does SIOS Protection Suite brings to these users?
Yeah, so basically going back to our discussion of, I put in double quotes, free. Like we said, there is no such thing as free. You need an enterprise license to be able to run SUSE/HAE. So that's an extra added feature. It's not free. So I want to go back to where SIOS started actually 20 years ago. We started as a independent company as spawned off from NCR, SUSE Technology, now be part of SIOS Technology, a Japanese company. We have over 21 years of experience in building fault tolerance and HA applications. And SIOS Protection Suite for Linux specifically runs on any version of Red Hat or SUSE SLES. It's the same interface, it's the same configuration. So those are some of the reasons why would a customer actually choose us, because we have expertise in the HA and fault tolerance. So I don't know if that answered your question, but yeah.
Perfect. Now, if you look at SIOS Protection Suite, can you talk a bit about what is it? What are the core components of it? What all does it include? And also, if you can talk about the application recovery kit.
Yeah, those are great questions. So SIOS Protection Suite is a suite of applications. So when we talk about application, SAP has specific application structure. So for example, how you set up your user SAP SID and how you set up your SAP mount. Those are things that the application suite needs to be able to know about. So that's actually what we mean by SIOS Protection Suite. It's a suite, an umbrella of products. Application Recovery Kit is the underlying different components, such as how do I start, how do I stop, how do I recover or monitor a particular application. So those are two distinct. There's the umbrella solution, and then there's the application recovery kits underneath that.
IT teams who are trying to building failover clusters in Linux environments, you interact with customers a lot. So can you talk about what are the typical concerns, fear, or challenges that they face while they're working on it?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, we are working with a number of customers on a daily basis. It's not easy. Let me tell you, it's in a Linux environment, there are various components and there's various architectures, and we seem to be dealing with siloed organizations. The database administrators are siloed as well from the SAP application team, and they're siloed from the network administrators. They're siloed from the storage administrators. There are various pieces and components, moving parts there. So you have to be able to speak a specific language with each particular group. So SIOS comes in actually because we've been dealing with system administrators and can talk Linux with them. We've been working with network administrators and we can talk Ethernet TCP/IP with them and how the network is laid out. And we can actually have expertise in talking about disk administration, how the volumes are laid out, how the volumes are partitioned. And each particular group actually has a different approach to it. So that's what SIOS's expertise is that we've been able to talk to different groups, and that's what we bring in. It's not easy. It's you need an expert to be able to bring this all together.
Edmond, thank you so much for taking your time out today and talk about this topic. And I look forward to talk to you again at some point. Thank you.
All right. Thanks very much. Thanks, Swapnil. Thank you.